Good morning, everyone. This is David Blair, the Crosshairs Trader. Glad to have you with me today. I trust that yesterday was a good day, both in and outside the charts, and today will be as well. For those that have been following me, I've been having what's called CHT notes from the front lines, just basically some short videos in the mornings. And after getting some feedback, which I asked for, I've decided to start doing these in the evenings, late afternoon, so that you can have time to take a look and analyze the charts based on the way I see them and do some of your own homework and analysis. Also, I'm probably going to change the name again because I'm still having people not understanding what I mean by CHT notes from the front lines, having to explain those things. And so I'm probably going to change the name to just something like the stock market in the crosshairs, or stocks in the crosshairs, something to make it a little more simple and easier to understand, so that you'll open my blog posts and watch the videos, because I think there's a lot of things here that may help you in your trading. What I want to do first of all is just quickly go over futures, where we are in the market, and then talk about several high probability trades that have set up for us crosshairs traders over the last week. And when I say high probability trades, what we do as crosshairs traders is we have a crosshairs indicator that I've developed, but along with that there are several other factors that we look at, one of which is the general market. So when we're considering getting into a trade, we want to make sure that the general market, specifically the futures, S&P and NASDAQ futures, the S&P, the Dow, OEX, NASDAQ composite, all of these are going to be able to give us a little more strength for our trade. And what I mean by that is I like to see if we're in a trending market that the futures and the general market indices are doing the same thing. If we're near a resistance or support level, I want to be aware of those things. So right now, we've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks, the market's obviously bullish. And on the right hand side is my daily chart, left is weekly. I only look at two charts. But we've obviously been bullish, same thing we had back in the spring, heading into the summer months. And now we've broken out of some possible resistance that we were looking at. And from my weekly chart, I've got a moving average here on my daily chart superimposed here. We had some resistance, and then we broke out, continuing to go up. So we've done nothing but look, obviously, at bullish trades. And some of these trades that we've been watching, let me go over these right quick, give you an idea of the high probability setups that we look for. We look at not only the general market futures, but we also look at the daily chart, the indicator, a few other things that we look at, moving averages. We have a strength indicator here that I've developed. We also want to look at the weekly chart. So when we look at GTI that fired, and I use TradeStation, that fired 3 days ago, we look for several factors here. It's fired, we've got some strength with it, and then we look at the weekly chart. We see that there's also strength coming in on the weekly chart at the same time that it's breaking out here. So there's a lot of factors involved, and then of course we have the general market working with us as well. So GTI was a high probability trade, and still a high probability trade for that matter. JAZZ, same thing. Look at our daily chart. JAZZ hasn't been around that long, so you do not have the weekly moving average superimposed upon my daily chart here like we will in the others. But here again, another nice trade. These lines here, I won't explain. They're for us crosshairs traders, but they give us some other clues about the strength of a trade that we're looking at. We also have this strength indicator. And when we look at the weekly chart, we can see on the weekly chart that we're heading toward a resistance level, but we had some room to run. Okay, JAZZ is one we'll continue to watch as it nears some resistance on the daily chart, which is reflected on the weekly chart. Still got a little bit of room to run. Okay, SPG, Simon Property Group. Same thing, we've got a lot of green in here. Green simply means bullishness. We had a breakout level here. We found some support on some moving averages. Our weekly moving averages are exactly where we want them to be. We call that stacked, and we've got some strength here on SPG. Several crosshairs traders traded this one. We had to be mindful of a resistance level up in here, and we're right there at it right now on the weekly chart, so that's one to be mindful of as well. ALTR, ALTR again gave us a crosshair. Moving averages from the weekly were lined up, daily were lined up. We got some strength on that move, but then when we also look at the weekly chart, we can see that it was breaking out. We also had a crosshair from the weekly chart to go along with it, and the strength. ALTR, CAVM, same thing. See, we just look for one pattern and just trade it over and over and over again on multiple stocks. Nice consolidation on weakness and then strength on the breakout. That's all we're looking for, along with that indicator. And now we've broken out on the weekly chart, and we've got strength. We don't overanalyze, folks. We just look at a few things. Look for the same trade over and over again. We know when it doesn't work, so we can get out. We know what it looks like when it's breaking down. Easily get out of the trade. And we know when it's a good trade based on all of the combination of the things we look for. CY, Cypress Semiconductor, same thing. Strength. And we look at the weekly, and the same thing's going on the weekly. Combination of things allows for it to be a high probability trade. Indicator, general market, multiple charts. ROK, same thing. Starting to see some strength on this move after consolidation. We've got several green lines in here. Combination, general market, strength. SIAL. Again, like to see this right here as it begins to take off, and you can see that on the weekly chart, breaking out, strength on the weekly chart as well. And last but not least, BEAV, breaking out on the weekly with strength at the same time that we have a breakout with strength and the indicator that I use and have developed at the same time. Right now we've had probably over 100 stocks that have triggered a crosshair on our daily and intraday chart, and our intraday chart is actually signaled here on our daily chart. I won't get into that, but out of these we narrow them down based on a combination of all of these things working. It's not just the indicator as I teach in my seminars, but it is how to use the indicator. If you're interested in what I have to offer looking at high probability trades, interested in my upcoming seminar in December, or how to get involved as a Crosshairs trader, please contact me at david@crosshairstrader.com. I love to teach. I love to share with people what I do and allow them to have a wonderful life both in and outside the charts. David@crosshairstrader.com. Love to hear from you. Have a wonderful day.